Hello, everyone, SRS community, and all of those that are interested about St. Raphael School. Welcome to 5 Questions with your classical educator. Today, we have a new instructor that's going to be joining us for the 23-24 school year, Elias Diamond. Now, Elias, I have to tell the story because this is the best. So Elias applies, gives his resume to us here at St. Raphael School, and looking to teach catechism. Why? Well, he holds a Master's of Divinity from Holy Cross Greek Orthodox School of Theology and currently is a Pastoral Assistant at Holy Cross Greek Orthodox Church in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And he also taught a couple years, those of you familiar with the Crossroad program, 2 years as well there. But when I read his resume, true story, right, Elias? True story. When I read his resume and saw what was on it, oh my, I was thrilled. So Elias has a B.F.A in drama for Carnegie Mellon University in Pittsburgh, where he trained in playwriting, acting, design, theater, history, and criticism, and his productions. His plays have been actually performed on stage. His poetry, his plays have received numerous awards. And when I saw that, oh boy, was I excited, because I wanted to bring drama to St. Raphael School. I wanted to have it taught from the lens of orthodoxy, from Christianity, because as we hear St. Basil say to the youths in his letter, I think letter 50, correct me if I'm wrong, Elias, he says, we have to read and we have to know these kind of other aspects in order to solidify our understanding of who Christ is. Mm-hmm. And so before Mr. Diamond introduces himself, he is teaching 2 classes, which he'll describe to you here shortly. That is in Christian theatrical arts, and it's screenwriting and, of course, drama. And he's also teaching catechism. So we kind of made a deal. I said, yes, come teach catechism, but also could you teach, theater? So, Mr. Diamond, come to the mic. Tell us anything about yourself, and then what you'll be offering for St. Raphael School this coming fall.
Well, thank you, Presbytera. Well, first I'll say that we're in the middle of our food fair, so that's why I'm like hiding out in the Goya closet, to where we have all our Goya stuff. Yeah, you said a lot, so I don't want to reiterate too much. For me, I've always been really, I grew up sort of with, a love of the theater arts, but also as an Orthodox Christian, and always was looking for where those things intersect in my life. I wrote my senior thesis at Holy Cross was about, St. John Chrysostom's views of the theater, and
yes,
how we can take that and sort of apply it to our own modern, whether it's movies or video games or anything like our media. And for the classes I'll be offering, the catechism class will be, continue in the vein of my predecessors, but we'll be, going into a lot of heavy into the Bible study, looking at prophetic literature, looking at saints of the Old and New Testament. And I think that'll feed into sort of also what I'll be doing in the drama class, because, the drama class, over the course of our education, we'll be studying the various theatrical arts and practicing them, right? So we'll be studying how to act, how to write plays, maybe even a little bit of set design. There's exercises for all those things. But the sort of end goal will be, we'll read a lot of great plays, some Shakespeare, some of the medieval mystery plays, which are heavily Christian themed. But the goal is to sort of have our students create a performance, like a piece that they can perform themselves based on the lives of the saints, right? And find a way that they can integrate those, take the best of drama and take the best of our faith tradition and put it together. So that's what I'm looking forward to doing this year with the students.
Doesn't that sound wonderful? Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. And the students that have already registered, they cannot wait. Mr. Diamond came to my class to do a teaching sample, and those kids cannot stop talking, Elias, about when you came. And I kind of joked with them and said, well, I could call Mr. Diamond back and then I could just, take a few days off. And they all chuckled, but they did not say no. They did not say no. So you had a very strong effect on them. This is a course that is new this year to SRS, Christian Theatrical Arts, Writing and Acting. You can find it, and it is one time a week for 75 minutes. We mindfully put one class for those of you that are in brick and mortars and would like to take a class after your regular school. We did put a class in the afternoon, late afternoon, for those people that would like to do that as well. But you will find it located here under theater. And then, of course, the level 5, God's Presence in the Saints, which he mentioned, is under catechism. All right, so we are here to ask you 5 very important questions, Mr. Diamond.
I'm excited.
Okay, so question number 1. Who is your favorite author and why?
Well, it's cliche for a drama person, but William Shakespeare. I mean, I just don't think any. I can't really think of a poet or playwright who covered so much ground in terms of showing us human beings, right? That's so Shakespeare is definitely my favorite author of plays, but in terms of, I guess, looking at my theological writings and theological interests, I mean, I love reading St. Porphyrios. Wounded by Love is one of my favorite books.
Yes.
Because I think I think he has a very humane and very pastoral approach. And there's just something about reading his writing that really draws you towards Christ in a way that not every author can. So that's 2 answers.
Thank you. And of course, he did say, to become a saint, you must first become a poet.
I think about it all the time.
I think it matches well. Very good. I love those. Both of those are 2 of my favorites as well. Number 2, what is your favorite quote?
Oh, of anything. My favorite quote of anything.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny, you said the St. Porphyrios one, so that was one of them. But,
sorry.
No, it's okay. I'll move on. But I think I always liked what Socrates said when he said, all I know is that I know nothing, right? Because I think that's for classical education especially, I think that's a thing we should bear in mind, right? There always has to be a level of humility. So.
Yes, love it. Yes, good one. Number 3, what hobbies do you enjoy?
I mean, you can probably guess, I love to write and I love to read and act in plays, but I also love to cook. That's one that I'm like, I like, experimenting with new recipes in the kitchen. And, I made a pretty great steak last night, so I was pretty proud of it.
I bet wife was very happy.
She was, yeah, she wasn't feeling so well. So I was like, oh, I'll take care of it.
The question is, as a wife, did you do the dishes?
Most of them.
Oh, good.
She doesn't let me do the cast iron pans because she's afraid.
Oh, yes, those have to be done specifically. Yes.
Which is fair, right?
To just let everyone else know, Elias is a newlywed for all intents and purposes.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, so those little things matter.
Still learning. Yeah.
We always do. We always do. Okay, so this is probably by far the toughest question of the 5. What's one food or beverage you really enjoy?
I guess, like I said, I like to cook, so there's a lot of things. I really love a nice piece of salmon, like a nice salmon fillet. I think there's a lot of things you can do with it. You can cook it in orange juice to it'll get a little more sweetness. You can do a teriyaki glaze. You can do soy sauce. I mean, there's so many things you can do, and it's such a rich, filling meal. I could probably eat that for every meal. I really.
So it's a elevated chicken, because we can't compare it to chicken, but an elevated chicken. It basically is like a blank slate, but a rich blank slate.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
And
you feel good when you eat it. There's all those like omega-3s. Yeah.
It's healthy.
Exactly.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Last but not least, number 5. The original question is, when and how did you decide to become a teacher? And I think it's relevant even as your track eventually, as we had discussed, eventually, God willing, may lead to priesthood.
Right.
Teaching happens in everything, right? So yeah. Take the question as you like. When did you decide to become a teacher?
Well, I guess I it's something I, from a very young age, sort of gravitated to, whether I could articulate it or not, because I loved learning, right? I loved the pursuit of knowledge and the, sort of exploring all the great mysteries of God's creation, right? There's the world is like the world itself is like a book that God put in, for us to read and to learn from. And so for me, being a teacher or teaching in whatever capacity, whether it's at Crossroad, whether it's like, as a Sunday school teacher or pastoral assistant, or all the things in which teaching plays a role, I just always wanted to be able to not only share that love I had for learning, but also it's always a two-way street, right? You're always, it's no such thing, I think, as a teacher who isn't learning from their students. And if they're not, well, that might be a problem, but I think we should always have that attitude as teachers as well, that we're learning from our students.
Oh, I love that, because it encompasses one of the phronemas, right, that we try to establish a formation for our students being lifelong learners. Absolutely. That we can find learning, we can find joy in everything. And that is so key. And I love that you're like, even from a young age, yes, that original awe and joy from a young age to continue to today. Beautiful. Amen. Beautiful. Yeah. So Elias Diamond is a new instructor for 2022-2023. He's going to be teaching Catechism, Level 5, and he's also teaching Christian Theatrical Arts, which I am so excited about, and I think it's just going to be fabulous. Registration is open. His courses are filling up, and because he is a pastoral assistant, his time is limited. So if you want to be in his classes, you have to register soon, because unfortunately his time is limited and it will be very difficult for him to add any sections to what he's already teaching. So please make every effort to do so. So Elias, it was such a joy to talk with you. Thank you for taking the break out of your food festival to do this, because I wanted to get the word out to our families about these wonderful classes. Do you have anything, last minute comments that you would like to add?
I just want to say thank you to you as well. And, apologies for the unusual circumstances, of course. This is the life of, I guess, service in the church, is that you find the time where you can. But I am definitely looking forward to this year and looking forward to learning with the students, in all these ways and going on a journey together. So can't wait.
I love it. Thank you so much. And again, if you have questions, comments that you would like, you can email me directly, of course, President Maria, Principal of St. Raphael School, or you can also email Mr. Diamond. If you go to our instructor page, scroll down to his picture, his email is there as well. So if you have something very specific when it has to do with his courses, he can address those directly. So thank you so much. God bless you. Good strength. And I hope that your food festival goes very well. And please ask Father for his blessing and his prayers.
Of course.